I'd like to talk about one of those money minting machines that you can unlock while you're in college. The traditional jobs that you're taking has become even more riskier right now. There's like a debate going on, right? Most of the people say कि पैसा क्यों चाहिए? The point is like attention has become the new currency right now. You can never connect the dots looking forward. You'll always have to look backward and connect the dots. If you're not making content, you are making one of the biggest mistakes of your life. I'll just take like 20-25 minutes to talk about content creation. Why should someone start? How should someone start? How did I start? And I guess most of you, there are a couple of people here who just got started with their content creation journey. So this session would be a gold mine for those people. I would say you guys are very, very, very lucky because most of you are like 19, 18 years old, 19 years old, 17. Most of you did not even get a voter ID abhi tak. But don't you guys think like you guys are like very, very, very lucky because you already know what to do with their life, with your life at least. Because when I went to college first, I did not know. I was like genuinely like curious, okay, what can I do? What should I become in my life? Like, kya karna chahiye? Do you guys ask like this question to yourself? How many of you do? Seems like a lot. I can see the same people who raise hands like, chalo, मैं तो computer science के लिए बहुत passionate हूँ. They're also raising their hand like, I don't know what to do with my life. But I get it, right? But when I first went to college, as I was just telling you that I didn't know what to do with my life. I constantly was asking myself कि यार क्या करूँ मैं? असल aim नहीं आले. Like, what do you expect? Like a normal 18-year-old college student who has not seen anything in life, who went to hostel in like class 6. He was just between the 4 walls in, the popular coaching centers in South India. I don't want to take the name here. Right, so I've not seen the world. I don't know what to do. Now I've suddenly got like a lot of freedom. The entire campus is yours. There's no one's telling me when to wake up, when to sleep, what to do, what not to do. I'm like, chalo bro, I'm skipping all the classes right now. I'm not going to attend any class. Used to skip all the classes. Used to like just roam around here and there in the campus. I don't think you have that opportunity as well. But still, college gives you a lot of opportunity to explore new things. For example, I'm very, very happy that at least your college is like trying to push you to come out of the comfort zone. Make some kind of content here and there, at least record yourself doing something, try out new stuff and all these things. I think that was the only good thing which happened to me in college. The freedom. While the freedom kills sometimes, freedom also gives you a lot of good thoughts to execute on. The only good thing which I picked up during those college days where I was like, yaar, life is not in my control. So let me at least try to do something which gives me the kick because I didn't have anything. And one of those random things which I picked up while I was in college was making videos. So a lot of people ask me like, why did you start your content creation? A lot of people ask me like, how to start content creation? Why did you start? What was your motivation? No, I don't have any motivation. I never had any like specific motivation कि यार this week I have to make like something banger or something. I just got bored. I just started making videos. And honestly, that was one of the best decisions that I've taken because after 5 years, we have over 7 lakh subscribers on the Tharun Speaks. I know, I'm not flexing at this point of time. I know you all know about this thing. But I think we had over 7 lakh subscribers on the main channel. Then we have a second channel which is called as Quantum Project, which again has around 4 lakh subscribers. And then we have collaborated with over 60 brands in the past 5 years. The list goes on. And I personally worked with a lot of creators, like almost 30-40 creators during the past 3-4 years. And also a lot of brand pages where I was helping them with organic content. Plus, we have over 4,000 students in the video editing cohort that we have. Now you see, all of this started out of boredom. All of this started without no vision. I think this is where something which Steve Jobs tells, right? I'm not as successful as him, but I would love to be because During one of his speech, he says, you can never connect the dots looking forward. You'll always have to look backward and connect the dots. Making videos has become one of those decisions. We never, when we started, like during 5 years back or like 4 years back, we never even knew that this content creation, that the videos that we are making, this will even like take a turn, would be helpful in the career or anything that you want to imagine. It just was out of random boredom decisions that you make. So I'll tell you something even more crazy here, right? Which is, there's a pattern among these students. And this pattern has become more and more evident because the normal jobs that you see. For example, I'm pretty sure you guys are preparing for internships. Are you? Yes. I'm also pretty sure that you want like a placement in the future. Yes. But how many of those jobs that you'll be taking, how many of the placements that you'll be taking would guarantee you a safety net? Would guarantee you कि यार ये तो चलेगा? Would guarantee you that you will not get fired? There's no guarantee. Do you agree? I mean, someone studies 6 years in their school, 2 more years in the coaching, 4 years in college, and then end up in a job which is not even paying them much. And there's also no guarantee कि ये चलेगा. So what's happening? We're in 2025 and the layoff news is on the all-time rise, right? Like everyone is talking about layoffs. This company is firing 1,000 employees. That company is firing 1,000 more employees. The traditional jobs that you're taking has become even more riskier right now. And I'm telling you, this pattern is more evident. More and more people started making content because of the pattern. Tharun, you're saying pattern. Kya pattern hai? So the pattern is that the traditional jobs are getting more and more risky, and more college students are either quitting the traditional things or they are continuing it and doing along with creating content. Because one thing which is on the rise right now is the creator economy. The point is like attention has become the new currency right now. How many of you agree to this sentence? What do you mean by new currency? Attention has become new currency. We are in an era where content creators are gathering more eyeballs than big TV networks. So in this era where the attention spans has become so bad, right? If you can gather eyeballs to yourself, if you can gather eyeballs to your content that you're making, you'll make a lot of money. I'm telling you, there are people, there are creators who are making, I mean, I and Pratham, we were just discussing about the same thing while we were sitting in the cab. Like, there are creators who are making 5 crore rupees a month. That's crazy. But when I said attention is the new currency, what I actually meant is the same thing. If you can gather more eyeballs to your content, to yourself or whatever it is, then essentially you're minting a lot of money. Now, there's like a debate going on, right? Like most of the people say कि पैसा क्यों चाहिए? Where money gives you a lot of access. I would say it gives you access to do a lot of things. It's basically a tool to live your life. And it depends upon how much you want it, how well of your life you want and all of these things. So now in the next 20 minutes or so, I'd like to talk about one of those money minting machines that you can unlock while you're in college. Now when I say what do you mean by money minting machine? That is 2025 and that is the content creation, right? And remember, in 2025, if you're not making content, you are making one of the biggest mistakes of your life. Maybe this content creation might not end up being your job, might not end up being one of the revenue driving machines for your business, might not end up being anything, right? But still this will be very helpful. And that is what I'm going to talk about in the next couple of minutes. So a lot of people ask this question, right? Is it a good time to start content creation in 2025? Don't you think the content creation space is already very saturated? The number proves it. And there's also one more fact. YouTube is constantly pushing new creators to make good videos. For example, last year, the end of last year, they released a new feature saying that if you are a new creator, then someone can push your channel, someone can give you that initial push, you can support them, right? So there are new features getting rolled out every single year, which is making it easier and easier for people to start creating content. So, ladies and gentlemen, the end conclusion note here is, if you're not making content, please start. I'd like to talk about a couple of things, a couple of factors which affect the earning potential of a channel. First one is the niche that you're in. Let's say you make finance related content, and then there's one more creator who's making fashion related videos. There's obviously a difference, right? Like whoever is making finance content, he has more premium audience who care about money. So it's very definite that he has to make more money than a fashion influencer, or maybe someone who's making just vlogs. And there's one more factor, which is what language is your content in? Because again, if you're making in like pure Hindi or Telugu, maybe you're not targeting the premium audience that you actually want, right? So language again is like a big factor. The niche again is like a big factor. But when you take like a sum of averages of all of these things, I just wanted to give you a big picture about what this average is, right? So let's start with it. Before you play a video, there'll be a couple of ads playing in front of your videos. So now YouTube takes some amount of money from the company and gives you the rest of the amount. But this is not so high, especially if you're like a creator in India, right? The second source is when the creator has his own products. Let's say some of you have like 5,000 subscribers, some of you have like 7,000 subscribers. Now there's a potential to launch your own products over there. For example, on my channel, we have the Not Just a Video Editing cohort going on, right? So creators have like a possibility to launch new and new products, and this has become much more easier right now, because there are a lot of companies whose entire job, the sole job, is to help creators make money by launching their products. Some of these companies are called Apex, Tag Mango, right? Unacademy has his own platform called as Graphy. So all these companies, their entire business model is dependent on the fact that creators will be launching their own products, right? This is the second source of thing. Third source, where you have one-on-one calls with the creator, where the new creator wants like a help, he pays some amount of money and gets it. Fourth source, we have affiliates, right? So there are a lot of sources that once you unlock the distribution that you have, you'll be able to unlock a lot of revenue sources that you have. Now, balancing all of these things along with while you're being a student is not okay, I shouldn't say it's not difficult, because it is difficult, right? Because you have to work so much, like you have to go to the classes, you have to come back, you have to finish assignments, and then you'll have to like open YouTube or like any social media platform to check what content is actually working right now. And then you have to shortlist an idea. Once the idea is shortlisted, you're like scripting it, and then you're recording it. Even after recording it, now you're like, probably once the recording is done, you're editing it, you're posting it. Now the biggest problem comes, like what does the society think about us? Because maybe at this point of time in tier 1 cities or in like a very premium audience, people do understand the power of social media right now. But let's say you come from a normal town or like a normal village, people around you don't understand, because they still see that like a TikTok dance that you're doing. It's nothing different for them. So even before the hours of work that you want, or the sleepless nights that you'd be spending, or the very tight deadlines that you'd be doing, because you have to be consistent. Every single week you have to make a video, along with managing your academics and all of this stuff. Now even after doing all of this, there's no guarantee. Kya guarantee hai? Let's say you started making content. Just an example. You've been consistent for like 1 year, 2 years, and still you're still at 1,000 subscribers. What's the guarantee? ठीक है Tharun, you have talked about a lot of things. You have talked about opportunities, money, and a lot of other things. But what if it doesn't work out? Don't you think every single, like all the time that we are spending, is it not going in waste? What's the point of spending every single night working on something when it's not giving you any return? In fact, a lot of people, right, they start with their content creation journey, they do it for 1 month, they make like 3-4 videos, and then they be like, chalo, abhi these videos are not working, let me just stop it here. I would say making content is still a lot more useful, a lot more beneficial, because 3 years back, I used to suck at like speaking to the camera. I was never this fluent while speaking in front of stage. I was like, maybe I was like, chalo, I had like spoken in front of everyone and all of these things, but the clarity of thought that you can express, the ideology that you have to others. So I'll tell you some of the things which I was like, which helped me the most. The first one is the confidence. Even if you don't get a lot of views, if you make 20 to 30 videos while talking to the camera, the way that you'll speak to the camera or the way that you'll speak to others, the clarity of thought by which you can express your ideas, all these things will change. And when all of these things change, you get to be more confident. First thing, it helped me a lot in boosting my confidence. And the second thing, the byproduct of it, my communication skills and all of these things improved a lot. The third thing, the skills. While you're scripting something, right? You're strategizing like what video to make this month. Not just that, you're also like recording like in a particular tone that you have. You're also editing. You're also getting good at storytelling. Now all these things are skills which might not directly help you in your content creation journey, but will definitely help you while you're growing your business. Because in 2025, I'm telling you, people who are the most skilled, they might not be the most successful ones. People who are visible the most will be the most successful ones. Now the opportunities that I got through my full-time college placement, right? I got it because, not just because I was the most skilled at the job, but because I was known the most in that domain. There's a difference. So in 2025, even if you're a student or a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer or anyone else, you growing your social presence has become one of the biggest, I'm saying like one of the biggest things that you can properly do. So there are 4 essential steps that we usually teach, and this is like true for the beginning, like beginners, very beginners, and especially it's true for students like you, right? The first thing is like, you start today. Tharun, you're talking about you start today, you're making content, you make videos, but what do we make videos about, right? I'm not an expert in anything, so what should I talk about? I don't know something like really good, so what are the things that I should probably like make videos about? So the easiest answer to this is to start documenting your journey. Probably you might have come across a story today. Open your camera, open your phone, you don't need to edit it much, just tell it, just talk about it. Probably you might have learned something today. You might have solved 3 or 4 questions in your Python assignments that you have or whatever you have, right? I'm pretty sure you guys are solving 20-30 questions every day. You talk about the same thing. Or let's say you read a new book or something this weekend. You talk about that. Because with time, what happens? The first step is you getting used to. You're getting used to making content. Because you don't get like, for example, let's say when you first started drawing things in your college or when you were a kid, what used to happen? You used to start with copying things. Like everyone used to draw the same thing, which is there's like a lake there, 2 mountains, sun is on the side. Yeah, and then probably like a small home was here. 2 people carrying pots on their heads, like walking on the side. These are the small drawings that we used to make, correct? Let this content creation be an art form in which you're also like following a similar path. Like chalo, you make some random video, you post it off, and you don't worry about it, right? You do it multiple times, and you'll be able to break down that there are stages of making content. The first stage is like you coming up with the idea, you shortlisting the idea. What topic should I make the video about? And the second thing is about like how do you script it? How do you make sure that the thought, that the idea that you have is conveyed in the most effective manner? And then you have to record it, and then you have to like edit it. There's so many steps, right? So the starting phase, let's say the first 20 videos that you're making, it don't matter. What it actually teaches you is what are the different steps of content creation and am I getting used to it or not. Now comes the next biggest mental barrier, which is what would you tell to your friends? I don't think like here people are judging you, but if you're from a normal school or a college, if you start making videos, the starting is very, very difficult because of the fact that people around you might not appreciate it much. At least right now it has become very, very less. But 2 years back, 3 years back, this was always one of the biggest barriers that people had. Right? So the next step is you have to be consistent. Much more easier said than done, because being consistent, trust me, is very difficult. You'll be able to make 1 video, 2 videos, 3 videos, 4 videos, 5 videos. Uske baad you'll be like, yaar, now I don't have time. Now I have my exams coming up. See, your exams can come up, you might have a festival, you might go out and chill out with your girlfriend or whatever it is. But you always have to be consistent. There's this mindset, right? It's like, you always have to be prepared for the worst. Let's say you have your exams coming up after a month. Why not record 2-3 videos earlier? Right? So that you can just post it in the buffer time. So consistency, if you're not posting 1 or 2 videos every single week, pretty sure you're not growing. Because a lot of people also get stuck in this loop ki yaar quality nahi aa raha. I'm not able to make quality videos, and if I want to like make good quality videos, it's taking a lot of time for me. What these people don't understand is quality comes from quantity. Unless and until you make 100 videos, you never know what video works. You never know how do you actually script it. You never know how do you actually record it. So I would say target some quantity first. Target your first 50 videos have to be done this year, and then you probably next year you focus on quality. These are the things, like these are the things that I can improve. Camera thoda improve, like audio you can improve it. So I think don't get into this perfectionist loop where you're like, I just have to make good videos only. And then comes the next biggest part, which is quality and quantity all together. One more standard question that I usually get asked a lot is like, how do I grow? All this is fine. I'll be consistent. I'll make videos every week. I'll stick to it consistently for 1 year. But how do you actually grow? Is there any logic? Is it just luck based? Or is it actually a science which can be learned? But I'll tell you let's see, whenever you're like even programming like an app or something, you have to follow the user's journey. So let's see a normal audience. How does he come on YouTube? He either directly opens the app or probably he clicks on a WhatsApp link or some other link and he comes to the platform. Correct? Simple logic. Which means if your video can make people come onto the platform, then there is a better potential for you to go viral. Simple, because you're pulling in more audience to the platform, which means more shareable content usually goes viral. Now let's see the other journey, which is like you're already on YouTube and now you're just randomly scrolling. If there are 2 options for it, he or she can either choose to click on a video and watch it for next 10 minutes, or he or she can just close it off, directly move on to a next app. So now comes the second part, which is, can your video make people click on it and make them watch? Let's say 100 people have been shown your video. How many people are clicking on it? Essentially, it tells the same thing. We also call this the CTR. How many of you know about CTR? The click-through rate. What does it tell? It tells that your video is making people click on the video and watch it instead of skipping the platform and moving on to the other platform. Which means just because of your video, YouTube is able to make more money. Which again means that if you have a better CTR, your video has more potential to go viral. And also one more logic, right? If 1000 people are not clicking on a video, you're not getting 1000 views. Simple. The next thing is like the retention. Basically, people started watching your video, but then quitting early, too early. Probably in the first 15 seconds itself, they just got bored and they're just leaving. Right? What if this is not the case? What if people who just started, they sticked on till the end? Right? YouTube makes more money, which means the video again will go viral. let's think of one more thing. After your video is done, people are just closing YouTube. But on a different creator's video, after their video is done, they are moving on to the next video. Which video do you think will go more viral? The second case. Because YouTube at the end of the day doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about your video. It cares about the session time. It's not just about how long your video is and how much retention you have. These two are important. But what's more important is the session time that you're going to create. So, just to sum it up, the CTR of a video, the retention, the session time that you can pull off, plus how shareable your content is. If you can just make sure that these 3 or 4 things are good, then I would say you are definitely going to make a banger video. Yeah, thank you.